Alright guys, I want to show you some tools that I use to trade. Make it easier in Discord when I share the, the charts that I'm looking at. So this is volume profile. So what volume profile is it will show me the point of control, the upper value area, lower value area, and generally give me an outlook of where price is traded before, where it's at now, and areas that it could go. What I'm essentially looking for is price acceptance. So I'm looking for people who are either jumping in to sell or jumping in to buy. And then in between those areas, there's imbalances, and this would be areas where we've had a gap down, and there's no shares traded in that area, and that's what I'm looking to target. I'm looking to get into a play that is going to give me a very quick movement and then get out. I'm not going to sit around and hope that price is going to be accepted. So I'm going to show you how I use this. This red line, once you have a volume profile enabled, will start showing up. This is your highest volume of shares traded in that time frame. So for instance, for Microsoft on the 1-year daily, $300.60. That is our yearly point of control. Now we have some that are close to it, right down here at 288.02. So over on the left side, you can see these large nodes, and this is where price has been trading at in bunches. Now above the $300.60, I can see the 314.76. This is my upper value area. Okay, so if price was accepted above $300.60, I'd be looking for a push above here. Okay, because this is targeting this imbalance. Now up here, you see this volume node. Now we can see price traded up here, distributed, and then instantly went down. So this was a lot of sellers and people booking profits, but we only know that because we have the gift of seeing past tense. Now, if I was in this trade and let's say point of control was down here and we started ripping, it's a blue skies breakout and price can continue forever. Like I was short upstart and then the thing wouldn't stop. But when you start seeing action that's going sideways, up at a higher level that's very extended from your point of control, it's a good time to get out and just see what happens. Generally, if you add at point of control, you're with everybody else. If you start trading below that, that starts creating bag holders, and we'll get into that in a second. Down here, I can see the lower value area. This is $265.26. So this area between the 314 and the 264, some people refer to this as your playground. Okay, I'm just going to call it the value area. So when I have my trade set up like this, I have the year assembled by days. I have the hourly within a 20-day format. I have the 15-minute in a weekly format, and I have the 3-minute intraday, and I like to see prior days too. So by having volume profile enabled, no moving averages, if I didn't want, I'm instantly able to gather a bias. So I can real quickly look, say, okay, price is trading way below point of control. It's below its value area. Where could it go? All right, and I could zoom out and I could go into like a 2-year weekly and get an idea. I can see right here that on the 20-day hourly, point of control was 271.85. We're trading at 242.33. This isn't good, right? We broke this low down here. So okay, let's jump over to the next one. We got 2 nasty gap downs. There's no strength here at all. And then what happened with it today? Well, we have a really large volume here at 245.88. And then we got one here down at 242. So I can say, okay, price is going to continue to drift down low, and I want to get in. Let's say I want to short it or long puts. What would be my entry? Well, I would be looking for a 245.27 rejection, and that's when I could get in. If it broke above that, I could develop a bias where I say, well, look at this imbalance here. Price hasn't traded here. There's probably bids. There's going to be some forced buying with some stop losses that have been set down to prior day's high. So if we broke above 245.27 and we started trading here for a minute and we start to go up, that's a break of structure on a smaller time scale. And what I mean by structure is, see how we keep making lower highs and lower lows. The second we begin to make higher highs and lower lows and then trade above a recent high, that's a break in structure. Now, in the grand scheme of things, this break of structure might be moot, but it depends on your time frame. I trade options, and I can get in and out very quickly and make some decent money. So if price broke above this 245.27 and then created a structure break above this 246, I instantly know that I'm targeting this area. So I can target the gap fill, scale out, or I can target the 254.79 prior day's point of control and get out. If we made it pass through here, if we now, this is called overhead supply, right? We got this volume node, price trading below it. If price can return up here, get up into here to there, there's going to be some people here who they attempted to buy the dip and it didn't work out. So they might finally say, hey, I'm at break even, get me out of this trade. Or they could stay in, and more people could say, hey, we're breaking structure here. I want to take her up to 270. And this is how you get in for the ride. But you would scale out at this point of control or this gap fill, and you would you could ride her up to 270, 271, and then if you can make it past this 288, you're golden to 300. But this lets you really quickly, at a quick glance, generate a bias. Now, I like to trade GameStop. So, and I do this often. Actually, I drew this because we recently had a hell of a run on her, and look where we rejected. Actually, oh, price came up, tapped the yearly point of control, and rejected. So that's not really bullish, because everybody who has been in this ride is saying like, hey, all right, this has been fun, but get me out of this. So I was looking for price to return back to this area of imbalance here, because it was a hell of a move in one day, and we did. We came back down a little bit. I'm still looking to come through and trade in this area. And then back to this is why breakouts get retested as well. Or prior supports become resistance, or resistances come support. It's just who jumped in to create the parabolic move. When times get tough and price comes back down and it tests those areas again, are they buying more, or is that where their stop is? And this is how I use volume profile. There's a ton of other ways, but when I take down 20 ticker requests and I review charts, I prefer to use this method because I can very simply, very quickly tell you where I think price is going and some levels to target. That doesn't mean that price will go to that area. And as traders, we have to be quick. We have to pivot. But it's nice to have a defined spot where you know that you can get in or get out. And that's what I use the point of control and the value area for. Now, there's this type of volume profile that I have as well, and this will break down the days individually. So this area right here, even though we broke out, most volume of shares was traded at this higher price point for the day. And then the second we got below the next day's point of control, it'd be a good short. It'd be a good time to get out let it come back down, see what happens in this area. And it did. It did trade in that area for a little while, created a point of control for that on Thursday. Started to make its move up, but then today gapped down. And this market's been pretty hectic, but these are the tools that I use. I really like volume profile. I also use my moving averages. I use the 9 EMA and the 21 SMA. I can show you. I also use my orbs. So here's 9 EMA and VWAP right here. So, you know, I'm always looking for a 9 EMA cross. And if I cross over VWAP or if I get a 921 cross, I go long. Now this is only a 3-minute time frame, so this is good for intraday scalping. But it works really well if you can buy yourself a little bit of time and do it on a 10-minute time frame. So if you look here, 9 crosses VWAP, comes back down, it retests VWAP, 9 still above, and just take her, right? And then this whole time that I'm in here, I'm paying attention. If I'm long, I know when euphoria is hitting, right? Like look at this candle here. Price is going to come back down and at least attempt this, right? Which it did the very next day. Gap down, almost touched it, came right back up. I'm going to upload this to YouTube. I'll toss the scripts in there. You could play around with them if you want. The thing that I would recommend with volume profile is when you open up your settings. Hold on one second. If you actually edit studies, go into your volume profile, open up those settings. Down here, it's going to say on expansion, it's going to say yes. I want you to turn that to no. That's going to switch your volume profile to the left side. It makes it much easier to see if price is sitting on your area as it develops. If it's off to the right, it kind of squishes the screen. But I hope that helps. I'm trying to make this as quick and compressed and tight as possible. Leave a comment if you have any questions about it, and I'll try to answer. Thanks.